I am a very firm believer that if men understood how to talk to women in a way that women want to be talked to, and if women understood how to talk to men in a way that men prefer to be talked to, that the world would be a better place. I think there would be more relationships, more people hooking up, and relationships lasting for much longer. Unfortunately, the differences between the sexes isn't something that we teach in schools because the school system was designed to teach people how to like basically work at factories. And I just think there's a fundamental flaw here. So in this video, I'm going to explain to you guys the difference between how a man talks, how a woman talks, and then I'm going to tell you like how we can fix that. Now, I mean, there's going to be a couple examples like how to, like, let's say like if you're talking to a girl and you're trying to like figure things out, or if she's telling you something and it doesn't really make sense, and then let's say that it's like a girl that you either just met, or even if you just want to have a normal conversation with her, how to make that conversation better, and that way we can get her to associate feeling good with you, because a woman's going to see you based on how she feels about you, and we want her to feel good. So before I get into this video, guys, I do want to say if you're a man watching this and you like this, if you want to get better when it comes to communicating with women and having better relationships in 60 days or less, gentlemen, I have a program that might be for you. Click on the link, check that video out, and if you think I can help you, book a time to speak with me on the phone, and then we can figure out, one-on-one if this would make sense for you or not. Okay, we need to talk about traditional masculinity and then traditional, I can never pronounce this, so feminine behavior. Men are direct. We're straight to the point. We're direct. Women, on the other hand, they're indirect. They like beat around the bush. That might be obvious. However, we're basically that way because that's just kind of how we've always, from an evolutionary perspective, been raised to behave. Men are more physically dangerous than a woman is. Like, men are just naturally, they're built bigger and stronger than women are. So women, one of the reasons why women are indirect is because they want to avoid any kind of conflict with a man, because they know that a man could hurt her. She knows that if she says something that man doesn't like, it could anger him and that he can hurt her. That is how women have always been, again, from an evolutionary perspective. You need to understand that. Women have always been women. This will never change. Let's pretend that we're going to have a conversation on, hey, I want you to be my girlfriend. A man would say, hey, we've been dating for like 4 months now. I see you every single day. I really like you. I would like you to be my girlfriend. A woman, on the other hand, might say something like, hey, I just wanted to let you know I've been doing some thinking, and I'm not really talking to anybody else. I've been seeing you like a lot. I mean, almost every day, and I don't know. What do you think about us? Or she might say something like, hey, I just was doing some thinking, and I don't know. Where do you see this going between us? Are you looking for anything, or how do you feel? Right? That's a way of a woman trying to say, I want you to be my boyfriend, but she's not going to directly ask you, because let's say you reject her, right? Let's say you reject that girl. She's not going to feel good because you rejected her. So she's going to word it in a way where she can reduce that potential rejection or potential like friction between you. If she starts talking about something and you're not really sure what it is that she's saying, so this could be if she's upset and she's saying like, I'm fine. Or in that situation, if she wants you to be her boyfriend, but you're not really sure what she's trying to say, in order for that to make sense to a man, you have to ask her questions to get her to explain what she means. Well, hey babe, I don't, what are you trying to say, honey? What are you trying to say right now? What do you mean? Or if she's like upset, you want to ask her, hey, I can clearly see that you're upset. I would like to know how you're feeling so I can understand what's going on. And then she might explain it, or you might have to keep pushing. Baby, I can clearly see you're upset. It would make me and likely you feel better if we could talk about this like two adults. Please tell me what's going on. I'm not going to yell. I want to listen to what's upsetting you. You're going to have to dig this information out to get her to start talking about her feelings. Because a woman, once she starts talking about her feelings, she's going to start feeling better the more she can get that out. Because the way the nervous system processes this type of stuff is when we talk about it, we're like releasing that negative energy. That's why when women, like, they've always got someone they can talk to, and that's why they talk to their girlfriends about all their problems. They vent. It makes them feel better. But in a situation where she's like, she's trying to bring up the relationship topic, you're like, hey, babe, what do you mean? How do I feel about this? Well, what are you trying to say, honey? Are you trying to ask me to be your girlfriend, or what are you really trying to say? Then so you're asking her to be direct. We're trying to get her to be direct. Now, another way that we can communicate better with women is if you're trying to have like a normal conversation with the woman. Men, when we talk to women, men are very like logical. We talk facts. We're straight to the point. Women, on the other hand, they're very like, they will try to explain their feelings, their emotions. They want all the details. That's why if you ever talk to a girl, she asks you all of these fucking questions, and it can be really annoying because it's like one question after another, and like, oh my God, stop. That's just how women naturally communicate, guys. You can't do anything about that. She's always going to keep asking you questions because women just want all of the details. They've always been like this. That's not going to change. So if you want to have better conversations with women, we need to communicate with women in a way that they would prefer to be communicated with, by trying to get them. And I'm not saying you need to be emotional, because if you're talking to your girlfriend, it's okay to tell her how you feel, and that's totally acceptable. But if we talk to like a girl, I'm not trying to say be emotional like the woman, but we want the woman to be emotional. So when we ask questions, we want to use emotional words. And I'll give you like an example right now, just to give you guys an idea. So if you're talking to a girl, and let's say it's a girl you just met, you could say, hey, if I knew you better, what's something that I would find out about you that other people wouldn't be able to figure out? Or another example would be like, hey, what is an ideal weekend feel like for you? So feel like for you. So those are just two examples of trying to get her to explain her like emotion. So the first one, where I asked her a question, if I knew you better, what would I find out about you? That's a way to build like rapport with the girl. You're going to get her to look inside of herself, think about that, and then answer that. So let's say that you ask her that question, and I had a girl tell me this the other day. They're like, well, a lot of people think that I'm very social, but I'm actually a very shy person. And I was like, I'm really surprised, because she's an extremely beautiful girl. And when her and I talk, I was like, you and I talk like we've literally known each other forever. I'm like, granted, I've had to approach you a couple times and get you to open up. I'm like, but now that makes sense. So how you can get her to go deeper. So when you say you're shy, like, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by like you're shy with new people? You're gonna get her to explain. She's gonna tell you that, and you say, okay, well, how does that make you feel, not being able to like open up to people, as maybe as easily as I can? Then you're gonna get her to explain that feeling. We're getting her to explain that. Now, if you could try to keep it like positive, that's better. But at the same time, when you're getting her to explain something, you're showing the girl that you care, like you're wanting to get to know the girl. She's a beautiful girl, but if you're asking her to explain things, you're showing her you want to get to know her. That's very attractive to a woman, because most men, they only care about a girl like physically, but women want to know that the guy cares more about the physical looks. They want to know that the guy wants to know them on a deeper level. That's what women respond to. But we know us men, we would be with a girl just because she's fucking hot. But in order to communicate better with women, we have to show her that we care about her. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Okay, remember, men are very direct. That's just how we are. We're direct. We're straight to the point. And that's just because women don't want to take like responsibility for hurting someone's feelings, and they just don't want to they want to avoid conflict. They want to avoid any like potentially getting like harmed by a man. So this is just natural male and female behavior. If you guys like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, gentlemen, if you like what you saw, if you're a guy right now that wants to learn how to communicate better with women and have better relationships with them in 60 days or less, because I know men go on different paces, so that's my frame for you guys, click the link in the description and check out this program. Watch that video. It will tell you what you're going to get and how this will help you. And if you think it can, book a time to speak with me, and then we can really figure out if this is for you or not. Because depending on your goals, maybe I can help you, maybe I can't, but we're never going to know unless we speak. So, gentlemen, with that being said, if you like this video, guys, check out this one right here. You're going to love that one as well. And guys, I will see you in the next one.